which way is my bandage going. So if I don't do it right, you understand. That's why I give you that long truce stay about it, because it's not my favorite part. Okay. Makes it real. Real. Okay. So first thing, just, you know what, just the same. We're doing the same thing on the foot as we are on the, and if I just think of these as fingers, I shouldn't have a problem, right? But they're just, okay. Now, instead of having 6 centimeter, you have a 3 centimeter bandage. And you're gonna lay it down very carefully. Now, when I put this bandage on, when I put it on later, I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of padding here. Right now, I'm just going to bandage her toes. So it's 1, 2, 3 times. It's going to come around the top of the foot. This part here, I forget what Bruno calls it, but in Varda we call it the lymph. And this part here always is puffy. So if you put a piece of padding, and even if you have extra bandage, it's okay to come here, because you'll find a lot of edema in this particular area, right at the tarsal head. So it's the same thing. You're going to guide your bandage to the top of the toe. And you're going to come in and you're going to do the same thing. But now there's no webbing. This is so much easier. This is really a piece of cake, but I like the way the hand looks. It's so pretty. The toes are just functional. Okay. And it's great if your patient has a long toe. If they have these little bitty toes. Alright, I'm going to lose it here. Alright. Same thing. So, see, I'm using the same motion. 2 hands, and I have to really, it's really a little tough with the toes, because you got to straighten this out so it doesn't become wrinkled. Because you can imagine between the toes, if you feel it, it's very uncomfortable. Oh yeah, no, she could she couldn't tolerate anything on her foot.
You sometimes only do 2.
You do 3, and you leave the, that's the really, for the test it's okay too. You leave the last 2 toes out. It's usually the same thing. It's like in the fingers, it's, well, the fingers it's like this, but in the toes it's the first 3 toes that seem to be swollen. Very rare will you find it. Now in a primary lymphedema, in some of the pictures you may see the last 2 toes. Pinky almost never. Same thing. The last toe never. But they're so tiny it really becomes almost impossible to bandage without the bandage slipping off. Yeah, a little bit. And that's it. So you have 3 flags, just this 1, 2, 3, and that's all you have. You will have extra, and what you're going to do is anchor the same thing to protect the whole foot. Okay. And it'll end just like that. Okay. You see the toes? The next part is you have in your
That third toe going, the wrap going over the gambit, that's okay?
yeah, it's okay, because there's just no way to get it. It's just 3 centimeters. It's very small. If you're able, hopefully you could get it lower, but if you can't, you just have to cover. The main thing, you don't really want it coming over the toe. The biggest problem with the toes, though, is that this is very easy for the bandage to slip off. I mean, it unravels on the toes. But I like a better, you know, a wider, if you use the 6 centimeter divided in half, you have 3 centimeters. Okay.
You ever do 4 divided?
Yeah, for the little toes you can. Now you have in your packet use L's and T's. So what that is, let me see somebody.